Hi guys and happy Sunday. Today I am celebrating that I have 52 subscribers. I know that's nothing in the bigger scheme of things, but I think that's amazing, and so thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I hope you continue to follow me in my journey and that we can learn together and grow and get to know one another. Today I thought I would be in the beginning of December, take you for a tour around the garden and see how things are going. Proud to say that the garden has been mowed and is looking slightly better than it has done for the last couple of weeks. Still a few weeds around, but holidays are soon approaching, so I'll have more time to be in the garden and get on top of things. As you all know, summer is crazy busy and you just mow the lawn and within 2 days it kind of feels like you haven't done a thing, but we will get there and we will get on top of it. Okay, going from here, this comes off the front veranda. I have these two pots with the little daisies in, and then there's that lovely grassy space there which I've mentioned before. I think needs 2 more beds in. Would be nice to have a nice big long one to plant potatoes in, and just be creative and adventurous with some other stuff. I would also ideally like to get an archway over here with a nice rose climbing over it. And then I have started a little boxwood hedge over there, and on the other side so that's there. And then I thought I could continue it down here, like a little bit there with an opening and a little bit more going over there, joining up to that bed, and then make this kind of like a little room. It is sort of a room already, but to make it more of a feature would be nice, and then have another archway over here. Anyway, those are hopes and plans. My Sally Ann climbing rose is climbing and growing, and I'm having more blooms than I have had in the last couple of years. However, still not quite as flush as I would like it to be. One of my holiday projects is to train that up around the window. Here, my first bed. I have removed some spinach, I have some rocket growing and some beans climbing up the trellis there. So those are looking pretty. Look at those peppers, looking lovely. My peppers always in the past have taken an extremely long time to take off and get going, so I'm quite excited this season. I have already had 2 or 3 peppers from the garden, so I'm hoping that that is a good sign for the rest of the season. Here we have beans and zinnia plant growing there. I've had a whole bunch of beans along here, purple potted ones if I'm not mistaken. And here it always seems to be when you buy a packet you get other beans mixed up. So this is a climbing one obviously, but the packet was actually bush beans, purple bush beans, but clearly we have more than a bush bean in there. Anyway, not complaining. So they are also, look how gorgeous that color is of those flowers, stunning. And these are yellow bush beans. So that's going to be a pretty colourful mix. Oh, and look at that, another little treasure. Nice. And then some spring onions and cucumbers. So the ones that are seeded in the seed trays didn't seem to take off very well, so I direct sowed, and those seem to be way better. Go around here. Some flowers, and hopefully we'll have some growth quickly. There's another pepper plant. Over here we have some carrots. Some of them are definitely going to be ready to be pulled. In fact, let's see what treasure we have there. Ooh. I quite enjoy these funky looking ones. Nothing in life is perfect, so I really don't mind the odd looking ones. Some chives grown here, and some gem squash. Okay, there's only 2 plants here, I think. Oh no, 3. One is taking a bit of strain over there, but that's okay. Look at this dahlia, looking so lovely. Nice amount of blooms on there. There are some more pepper plants that I planted out yesterday, and here, don't worry about that sign, these are cucamelons. Looks like a cat has dug up the one on the other side. So I'm down to 1 cucamelon, which needs protecting from the cats. But hopefully we'll get that going. My mint. And my pepino melon. I moved the gooseberry bush to this corner and it transplanted quite nicely. It has continued to grow and is doing its thing. Got a few, let's go in there and have a look. Fruit growing there. Falling in a hole here. There's some more purple podded bush beans, which also have trailing tendrils, so clearly not just bush beans. There's my planting table. It's a bit bare at the moment, but that's okay. We shall fill it up again. And here, these are my onion fails that I replanted as kind of like sets. They seem to be doing all right. Have more cucumbers growing over there, and in the front some more yellow bush beans. We do enjoy beans, so I have planted a lot in the garden this season, and I will do some succession sowing as well. Here I have pepper plants, which are on the other side of this. I can actually take this down now. That is a sweet pepper. There's some more pepper transplants there. And then this is my, oh wow, look at that. I've been waiting to see what kind of courgettes we would have here. How exciting is that? I'm going to have yellow ones. I had a plant in the corner over here, but it succumbed to powdery mildew and just didn't do so well. But that's so exciting. And then over here, I've just got a green one. I'm so excited. Just going to see what that last one in the front is going to do for us. Oh dear. And look at that onion. That was from one of my failed ones. So it is bulbed up. I will show you just now. So if you remember from a video previously, when I did the compost, I found butternut seeds in the compost, and I transplanted some and then threw the rest on the compost heap. Well, the wheelbarrow is full of butternut plants. So here is the wheelbarrow of compost that I was going to leave to continue to decompose, and all the butternut seeds sprouted. So I have a lovely choice of butternut seeds. Here I have some turnips that I planted. I haven't thinned them out, and I'm going to kind of let them go a little bit longer before I do. And I think I will thin out as I want to use them. I don't mind doing that. And then these are little the bell peppers, but they're not they are a little bit spicy, and last season I used them to make some sweet chili sauce, which was quite nice. Here is the blueberry bush with some lovely pops of purple all over. I've been nibbling one or two along the way, but what's exciting about this is that the actual bush has got lots of beautiful new growth, lovely new leaves popping up. So it hasn't had that last season, so it's obviously feeling happier in its place than it has in a while. Here is my eggplants, and they are producing very nicely. If you can see between the leaves, there's a whole bunch of them there, and I have been harvesting a couple every week. Under there's even more. You can leave them to grow big or take them off when they're little. It's like little fingerling ones. And then I have a few more starting off there. A few other carrots here to harvest, and then I'll be able to plant some more stuff in this bed. Here we have the peanut bushes, not growing so quickly, I must say. Not sure what that is. I shall let you know. And then onto the pretties in the garden. The roses. Look how beautiful that is looking. So pretty. That's about to burst into bloom again. My Australian tea tree over there. And then this beautiful little cut-in flower area with all my zinnias. I had planted anthuriums and foxglove seeds in here, but they didn't take off, so possibly not enough water. But I have cut a few of these zinnias for little bouquets when there's been a birthday or something so far, so I'm going to seed some more. And they are all seeds from zinnias that I had last season, so I haven't bought any of these seeds. So I'll just throw a few more in there, and hopefully we'll have some blooms all season. I also do have Gomphrena growing in here that has taken off. It hasn't obviously bloomed yet, but we do have quite a few of those. They are pale pink. That will be one. And there will be another whole bunch of them. So hopefully when those bloom, it will also be a nice filler in. And then obviously we've got cosmos in the background there. It's a pretty picture. And we've got a beautiful pollinator. Let's see if we can get it. It keeps flying away. Always such a joy to know that you have provided a space for the pollinators to make such a positive impact and difference in the world. And then over here, my gorgeous olive tree. It is an ornamental. We don't have any signs of fruit or anything on that, but I just love its structure and color. And as it grows, I've mentioned also before that I want to make this space kind of like a deck, and not a wooden deck, but a solid sand deck of some kind, and then have a little cafe table and chair underneath the olive tree for us to sit and admire the garden in. There we have a Frelinia bush at the back. It is usually a little bit more tame than it is at the moment, so I will get to that. Agapanthus, which are not in bloom. Here we have geraniums. They are salmon pink. My pincushion flowers over there. I have transplanted some more lamb's ear around the base of the olive tree. I think the silver of the lamb's ear and the silver of the olive tree will go very nicely together, but they still need to bounce back and jump up. And then this little patch over here, I'm quite enjoying at the moment. I don't know, some people might think it's just a chaotic mess, but for me it's definitely a very country, cottagey garden perfection, which is kind of what I was going for. Obviously I don't have a huge space to plant in, more than most people do, I suppose, but so my space requirements limit me putting big flushes of the same kind of thing in, and there's so many beautiful flowers and things that I want to put in the garden. I've kind of gone for the cottage look so that I can get as much as possible into the garden. So here I have a rusty orange rose, I have Gora, the white Gora, which I've taken from another part of the garden and put in here. I have a foxglove over there, beautiful creamy color, which goes so nicely with this lily in the front here, and obviously more self-seeded zinnia around and about. This dahlia I bought recently, and the colors just go so beautifully together, and with this little petunia here, so that's gorgeous. And then this was an echinacea that I bought last year. It didn't do much for me last year. I think I got it towards the end of the season and it was on special, so it was had past its prime. Oh, and look how beautiful that is in its different stages. Look at that. And then to those, and then there's just a seed head there, and it's just as beautiful as the rest of the flower. This over here we got from the farmer's market, and it's, I want to say it's called an electric daisy. So if you take, let's see, one of those and you bite into it, it's going to, or you rub it on your gums, say if you've got sore gums for some reason, it's going to numb your gums, hence the electric part of it. It's kind of like almost when you put that popping candy in your mouth at first, and then it numbs your mouth, and apparently it has been used for medicinal purposes and for exactly that. So again, at the end of the season, I wasn't sure if it was going to come back, and it has, and so that's just a cute little pop of yellow there in the front of my garden there. These I have moved from one part of the garden to the other. Some didn't transplant so well, so we'll have to remove those, or just give them a chance to grow again. So I'm hoping that that pops again. There's some osteospermum, which I think are going to have a little rest, but they flowered the whole of winter, which was so stunning. And then there's some more with the white and the purple, which goes so nicely with the purple of the lavender. The salvia here, the purple salvia, and then this pretty pinky white salvia. Oh, it's just so wispy and fairy-like. I love it. Oh, and I do have some basil inside there, and a beautiful bumble. Let's see if we can get him. There he is. Look at that. Love it. And then there's going to be another dahlia growing over there. Not sure what color it's going to be, so we shall wait and see what the surprise will be. Fun having a chaotic garden when you forget from one season to the next. And then this is my new addition. And some more sedum. This will flower beautiful pink color. And I have one at the back there. And then a whole bunch more of self-seeded zinnia. Here's also a new addition. Planted that yesterday from a little school market that we had. My Inca lilies. I've really got so much joy out of those. Again, they're orangey, reddy colors are not everybody's cup of tea, but I quite enjoy having a mix of all the colors together. The soft pinks and purples are my favorite, but they blend in nicely. I try to get all the bright colors to be softened by the pastel colors here. Another foxglove over there, and these beautiful roses that just flower all the time. My lamb's ear, which is looking a little bit more thinned out, giving all the flowers, the roses behind it, a little bit more space and air to grow. My purple petunias, love this gorgeous carpet. I must actually get some more, and some rosemary there. I love that contrast of the leaves there, that structure. It's amazing how different structure leaves and plants and colors. I mean, there's no actual flower there between the rosemary and the lamb's ear, and yet those two colors and the completely different structures just seem to offset each other so nicely. So I really have enjoyed learning that in the garden. These double pale yellow with a little touch of pink double begonias. They're not looking so great at the moment though. Not enjoying the heat, I don't think. This is my new little bush that I've planted. I've forgotten all their names. Must go back and learn. And in the back here I have planted, these are seeded myself, they're hollyhocks, so I'm hoping those grow up nice and big and fill in that space. This is also another favorite of mine. I got that when my son was born. It was gifted to me by a person who owns a nursery. I gifted them a bottle warmer and they gifted me plants, so that was fair trade as far as I'm concerned. This is just so pretty. I'm not sure if it does it justice in the camera, but it has been just blooming prolifically and I'm really loving that. Here's another dahlia. Nice bright. I actually thought that rose was a bright pink like this, and the intention was because this here, this camellia, is bright pink colors, that we would make this section bright pink and with the purple tones. But anyway, I think it's quite nice to have a softer pink there anyway. Ooh, ground is very hot. And then we come over this side. It's a lot hotter today than it was anticipated. So I have poppies, beautiful, just mixed matched in between the salvia and those. It was not planned. That was just a self-seeded poppy, and it just popped up amongst after I planted the salvia, and I just think that those two colors just go so well together, so that was good. Not to pretend that everything's perfect. There are my weeds that I still need to get stuck into. This wild garlic, there's quite a bit of it in this garden bed. There are some delphiniums that they took a knock when I planted them, but they have bounced back, which I'm super happy about. Some more gora. white salvia, and my beautiful fig tree. I'm so excited for when these figs are ripe. I do think I should bag them about now. Apparently it takes between 50 and 85 days for a fig to ripen. These are indigenous, which works out quite nicely because they don't need too much attention, and yet they are just blossoming and looking beautiful. So this is like a butterfly bush, if I'm not mistaken. And there's an azalea. It's a mini one there, and it's got beautiful pink flowers that are just starting to come out. That's an old one, so not really a great one to look at. But look, there's another bud in the corner over there. So hopefully we'll have some nice flowers soon. And here is a huge yellow pear tomato bush with quite a few tomatoes on, so I should come and harvest those. Looks like the birds are enjoying them anyway. Here we have the jasmine hedge, and I threw in some zinnia seeds at the back there. I'm hoping that they grow up nice and tall, but I think I need to deadhead them so that they will bush out and branch out. And I think what I'm going to do is throw some cosmos in here as well and just let them go. But I will wait for later on this week when I am home and able to water every day so that they don't dry out. But that will be a nice pop. And then there's another Sally Holmes, which has also had 1 or 2 more blooms than normal, but still not as prolific as I thought it would. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm going to drag it. This is a custard apple tree. At the beginning of the season, I want to say it was up to about here, and now look at that beautiful butterfly. Oh, I hope you saw that. I'm hoping it settles. So it's loving its life. Here I have put leeks. And these are my mini roses. Look at that bush. It's particularly gorgeous. And an archie tree. The original vegetable bed. It's got some yellow pear tomatoes, self-seeded again, all the strawberry bushes, some fennel growing over there. Here we have lemon balm and chocolate mint, really chocolatey. A rose growing up over here. Some onion starts, some basil, and some thyme. I want to carry on planting this up with a lot more herbs, so this will be like the herby garden with the strawberries. And then here, need to do a little bit of work trimming down these to be like pom-pom trees. My intention for this space is to keep it in white and green shades, which is why, and purples, which is why I have the Gora over here. There is some more Gora going to take off on the other side, and there is a lavender. I did have more lavender in here, but it didn't take. Oh, look there, another self-seeded tomato. Well, a couple of self-seeded tomatoes. And then some Gora, which should grow up can be as gorgeous as the other one very, very soon. So yeah, so that's my plan. These lilies obviously flower with white and purple in the middle, and then we've got the grasses which have the white variegation, the Sheena's Gold, which is a nice pop of chartreuse green, and then I'll get some more lavender bushes to plant in between, and maybe eventually get some miniature white rose bushes to put in there. Okay, so welcome to a little bit of chaos. So the gardener was here helping me yesterday, and we just ran out of time. There was an awful lot to do. We've had so much rain and so much heat all at the same time, so the garden kind of was very chaotic. So there's lots for me still to neaten up and put sand back into garden beds. There is that random self-seeded tomato as well. But here we also have Fralinia bushes, which are looking lovely this season actually. And in front lavender, and lavender over there as well, with the Russian daisies. So I think I'm going to plant some more lavender in the corner there, and then I would like the Russian daisies to take over this entire space. Then lavender here, and I don't know if I should leave the aloes or plant some more. Just keep lavender, and again in time maybe some roses here, I don't know. And then this had a big trim, so there's lots of debris that needs to go on the big compost heap at the top of the garden, but that really needed a big trim. So under here we have succulents, which fill this whole area. Here we have grass, and here we have two more camellias. One is a white camellia and one is a pink camellia. So they will make beautiful big bushes here. This is a self-seeded pawpaw tree. Not sure I'll get any pawpaws from it, because the monkeys, when they do come into the garden, this is their area where they are. They kind of tend to stay up here in the back garden, and they don't go and irritate my vegetables in the front. So I'm sure they will get to the pawpaws before I do, but we never know. I might get one or two. So yes, the camellias over there. That hedge, we actually moved. This was in the front garden. There were 4 of them, and we moved them here. As you can see, 2 of them did not make it, but 2 of them have taken off. So that is a nice hedge over there. Again, still lots of work to do up here. The beds were weeded but have not been tidied, so I will get to that. I've got these peace lilies over here, which I would like to mirror on this side, and fill this bed up with them as well. But I think they're getting too much sun over there, so I may have to come up with something else there. They are scorching and burning. And then this is just going to be both sides. And then over here we're going to just fill in both of these sides with different colored leafy plants that enjoy the shade. Got some peace lilies at the back there that seem to have taken now. Grasses, more tomatoes. You wouldn't think that tomatoes don't do well for me, but they don't. But these self-seeded ones, I'm just going to let them go because they probably will. More of the Russian daisies. These I need to chop down and plant and make it more bushy as opposed to tall. Some more lamb's ear that I planted up here, so hopefully that'll fill in and be nice and lush. And then lilies and strelitzias there. And that is the garden in a nutshell. All my different zones, and far from perfect and beautiful. Lots and lots of work still needed to get the garden like kind of how I want it to be, but we'll get there. I need to remember names of plants. I kind of just look at the beauty of them and go, oh, that'll be nice in my garden, and plop it in, and then I don't know what they're called for future reference, so I need to go back and do more of that. So guys, while watering here, I've come across this huge humongous carrot, so I thought I would pull it out with you guys. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is a successful growth of a carrot. I think there might be some more. Not quite as big, but also, oh, look how long they are. So cool. Such fun. Gardening is so much fun. Look at that. Why wouldn't anybody want a garden? That is awesome. That is going to be it for today. I did intend on doing some planting, but it's way too hot at the moment, so I will leave that for when it is cooler. But thank you for spending the time touring my garden with me. It's only going to grow more and fill out a little bit more as the days go on and the summer progresses. Vegetables will be growing and I'll be getting some nice harvests. Get gardening. If you haven't started already, do it. It's rewarding. For all the failures that you have, there are way more successes and huge carrots. So I hope to be able to share in some of your journeys with you soon. Have a wonderful week. Make the most of it. Laugh a lot and just find joy in all the little things around you. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my failures and successes and you want to travel along with me, learning as I learn and growing as I grow. Then please do like and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye and have a wonderful week until next time.